Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Drielle for those who don't know me, and I teach English. I teach you how to speak English with fluidity and quality. In today's video, we are going to analyze a scene from the TV show The Vampire Diaries. I used to love that TV show, but after the season 3 or 4, I started to get a little bit annoyed with the storyline. It was just too dramatic, and I don't know, after Elena chose Damon, I was like, oh my gosh, this is over for me, because Elena should be with Stefan, and I didn't agree with how the storyline changed. But I'm so happy to be here. It's my first video of the year, so let's just dive into it. Okay, so let's see this scene first. I want you to watch the scene, and then we're gonna analyze the scene, okay?
So, what's it like now in the world of the living?
It's different. I'm slower. I have to look both ways before crossing the street. But it's nice to not
Be a monster like me, who turns off their humanity and commits murder instead of dealing with grief like a normal person?
I was gonna say not to have to wear a daylight ring all the time.
Look, I'm so sorry, Elena. I was trying to hurt you when I said that you would never truly be happy with Damon because you weren't human. And now you are. And I just hope that it's not because I made you think that you would be miserable for eternity.
Care. I've wanted to be human from the day I became a vampire. Besides, I'm the last person that you need to apologize to.
Thanks. Kind of wanted to start with an easy one.
The dreaded amends tour.
If you see Stefan, by the way, I'm avoiding. I just need to get my life in order first. Starting with my friends.
Stefan's not a friend?
Stefan's complicated. I just figured I'd work my way up to that one.
Well, you're in the clear. He's got his hands full with Damon today.
What's wrong with Damon?
Not much. He just said he would take the cure with me.
Damon Salvatore? Human? I can't even picture it.
Yeah. Something tells me neither can he.
Okay, so it looks like a very long scene. It looks like, oh my gosh, this is so long. This video is gonna be so long. Don't worry, it won't. We're gonna cover some new vocabulary expressions and how they speak the way they speak. Sometimes you don't really understand what they're saying because their voice volume is low, or just because they're connecting the sounds, or maybe just because the vocabulary is new to you. So how this is going to work. First you watch, and then we analyze, and then you learn. It's important that you take notes, that you write down important things that you didn't know, because you can go back to it and recapitulate what you studied. That's the best way that you can learn English. It's by repetition. And so don't forget to write down things that you might think it's interesting, things that are new to you, and that you can use in your daily conversation. So let's watch this first scene, and now we have the subtitles.
So, what's it like now in the world of the living?
It's different. I'm slower. I have to look both ways before crossing the street. But it's nice to not
Be a monster like me, who turns off their humanity and commits murder instead of dealing with grief like a normal person?
Okay, so first of all, Caroline starts with a word that we commonly use to start off a sentence, such as so. So it's just introducing that we want to say something. So, what is it like? Here, whenever you want to ask how is something, how is it like? How is this going? So what it's like now in the present in the world of the living. And then here she mentions the world of the living because Caroline is a vampire and Elena used to be a vampire, but now she's cured. She's not a vampire anymore. She's a human. Because vampires live forever, they never die. They are pretty much immortal. They don't have like a due date. They don't have an expiration date. They don't die. So the world of the living are those who are human beings and they do have an expiration date. They die. So world of the living. Also because some vampires consider them dead. They don't consider that they're alive. So if you watch any vampire movies or TV shows, you're used to that because they think they are dead. And also because in some stories, to become a vampire, you need to die or to almost die first. And that's what Twilight taught me about being a vampire. And then Elena goes, it's different. So whenever we are saying a sentence, our sentence needs to have a subject. Sometimes the sentence in your language doesn't really need to have a subject, because I know in Portuguese, we don't always have a subject. It's normal to say is raining instead of it's raining. But in English, that doesn't happen. So you do need a subject. Sometimes when you don't have a subject, you use the pronoun it as its subject. So this sort of like doing, it's called the dumb it. I think it's dumb it, which is, I think that's how they call it. So it's different. I'm slower. So she's making a comparison to from when she was a vampire and to what she's now. Now she's a human. So as a vampire, she was fast. Now she's slower. I have to look both ways. And here, whenever she's crossing the street, so to cross the street, to go from one side to the other side, going through like a road or a highway, whatever. So you're crossing the street. So when you look both ways, you do this. You're looking both ways. But it's nice to not, and then she doesn't really finish her sentence because Caroline interrupts her and she says, be a monster like me. So maybe you're used to the verb like as the verb like of expressing desire or likelihood for something. But here, like me, it's more like a comparison, similarity. So similar to me, like me. Who turns off their humanity? And then to turn off is to simply, like, my phone is on. Oh, where's the camera? Okay. My phone is on. My phone is off. So to turn off is to, I don't even know how to explain that, but you have the lights, for example, right? I have, oh my God, that light on. This one here that you cannot really see in the camera, that blue light. But this on, off, turn on, turn off. So that's what it's turn off. And then humanity is just being human. Commits is to do something, and it's more used to when you do a crime. So commit a crime, commits murder, and murder is to kill somebody else. Instead, and then here it's a contrast word. So in despite of, or instead of doing this, and then instead of, that's how you use. So you need the word instead and then the preposition of, and the verb pattern is ing. So whenever you're using instead of, your verb needs to be in the ing form. So instead of dealing with grief, and then grief is just a feeling you have after losing someone or something. So maybe, you know, she lost a parent, she lost someone she really loved. So now she's grieving, she's having that deep, sad feeling because of someone's death. Like, and then here we have again the word like, comparison, a normal person. Whenever we are describing someone, our adjective comes first, the word we are describing. So for example, the person here is the one that I'm going to describe, so normal person. You can also be a crazy person, but this case, she's like a normal person. So be a monster like me, who turns off their humanity, commits murder instead of dealing with grief like a normal person. In TV shows, sometimes it's really easy to understand what they're saying because they have it all memorized, so they don't really make a lot of mistakes when they're speaking. So right now I'm making this video, I didn't memorize all the words I'm gonna say, so sometimes I'm gonna have a delay of finding the right word and just saying that word, because sometimes your brain and your mouth are not on the same page, they don't work at the same speed, so you have to take your time. And then that's why sometimes in TV shows you understand better, because I have it all memorized. So now that you know that, let's go to the next scene.
I was gonna say not to have to wear daylight ring all the time.
Look, I'm so sorry, Elena. I was trying to hurt you when I said that you would never truly be happy with Damon because you weren't human. And now you are. And I just hope that it's not because I made you think that you would be miserable for eternity.
So Elena says, I was going to say, so here we have like a simple past progressive. Oh my gosh, what is happening with my brain? Simple past progressive, because it's a it was an ongoing action in the past that got interrupted by someone else. In this case, she was saying something and then, Caroline interrupted her. So I was going to say, meaning that in the past, I was going to say something before I got interrupted by you. So I was gonna say, and then we have gonna is going to. So the contraction gonna is going to. It's more used in formal spoken English. I was gonna say not to have, and then whenever you're making a sentence negative, you usually have to use the auxiliary verbs, such as the verb to be or just the do and does or any other auxiliary verb. But sometimes using just not, it's acceptable. And it's hard sometimes to know when to use it, but more you watch things and more you practice, more you have contact with English, more you will understand when to use it and when not to use it. But here she says not to have. And then I was gonna say not to have, to wear. So we have a lot of to's here. I was gonna say not to have, and then when she is speaking it, she won't say to perfectly. She will say, I was gonna say not to have. Let's listen to how she says it.
I was gonna say not to have to wear.
Again, you see how subtle that is, the sound?
I was gonna say not to have to wear a daylight ring all the time.
So to wear is to use. So whenever we're talking about jewelry, makeup, and clothes and shoes, we can use two verbs, which is wear and use. So use a ring, about a daylight ring. So that daylight ring, I don't know if you know the story, but it protects the vampire from the daylight sun. So daylight is the light that comes from the sun during the day, all the time. And then Caroline goes, look. And then also look, it's not like, oh, look at me or something. It's just to introduce something. It's another way of introducing. But also because they're talking, they're in the middle of a talk and she's going to explain something. So whenever you're going to explain something and you want to start off your phrase, you can use the verb look. Look, I'm so sorry, Elena. And then she can say, I'm sorry, Elena, but she's deeply sorry. So to intensify how sorry she is and to express the intensity, she's going to use the word so. So here we learned already two uses of so. You can introduce a phrase with so, or you can add intensity with the word so. Don't forget about your intonation. So I'm so sorry, Elena. And then, in the past, it was an ongoing situation in the past. So it happened several times, repeatedly times. So I was trying to hurt you. When I say I tried to hurt you, it means like one event in the past that I try to hurt you. But when I say I was trying to hurt you, it was a repeated pattern, repeated actions, multiple times of me trying to hurt you. So I was trying to hurt you. And to hurt you, it means like harm someone physically or emotionally. So here by words, to try to hurt Elena using words. So she's going to explain further. When I said, so she used the word when, saying like, that time. So expressing that time. So when I said that you would never truly be happy with Damon. And then she used the modal verb would, expressing like a hypothesis, like something that may or may not happen in the future. Would. Also sometimes to express politeness, would. Sometimes you can also use would to express something that, hypothetical situation. Not hypothesis, but hypothetical. That's the word I wanted to say. So it's a hypothetical situation. Would never. And then she used truly. So like truly means like really, truly be happy with Damon because you weren't human. So in the past, Elena was a vampire. Because now she's a human, we're gonna say that in the past, she wasn't a human. So you weren't a human. And now in the present, you are. So now in the present, you are human. And I just hope that it's not because I made you think. And I just hope, and to hope is to expect something. I expect, I really wish, so I hope something, that it's not because I made you think. When you make someone think, like you convince them of something, so I made you think that you would be miserable for eternity.
Care. I've wanted to be human from the day I became a vampire. Besides, I'm the last person that you need to apologize to.
Thanks. kind of wanted to start with an easy one.
The dreaded amends tour.
Okay, car. So I wanted to be human from the day I became a vampire. Sometimes I don't listen to students saying from a lot, so the preposition from is very important and greatly used in English conversation. So from indicates in a point of start, an origin, where something came from, like the origins of something. So from the day, so she became a vampire today. So from this day forward, so starting this day, so starting the day that she became a vampire, from that day, she wanted to be a human in the past. Besides, and now I'm going to add more reasons to, you know, why you don't need to apologize to me. So besides, more, you know, arguments, besides, I am the last person you need to apologize to. Whenever you apologize, you're saying sorry. It's a nicer and formal way to say that you're sorry for something, not formal, but nicer. And whenever you apologize to someone. So here she finished her sentence using the preposition to. There's a myth going on that you cannot finish your sentence with prepositions, and that is totally incorrect. You don't want to finish your sentence with a preposition when it's unnecessary. But sometimes you do need a preposition, and it's okay ending with one. So apologize to. And then Caroline goes, thanks. Kinda. It's the contraction of kind of. So I sort of wanted in the past to start with an easy one. Why did she use the word one? It doesn't mean the number one, but it means that she's referencing the one to an easy person. So whenever you mention something, you don't have to mention it again. You can just replace it by using one. So for example, I love this dress. Dress is the word I'm mentioning here. I love this dress. Then my friend says, I have one like that. I have one like that. So I have a dress like this dress. So one replacing the word dress. So one here is replacing an easy person to apologize. So I'm the last person you need to apologize. So a person who needs to apologize. And then one, it's replacing all that. So one. And then Elena goes, the dreaded amends tour. Dreaded is something that, oh my gosh, you don't really want to do. You're terrified or just really uncomfortable. You have a bad feeling towards doing this. So dreaded. And then amends is just to reconcile to someone. It's just, you know, I made so many mistakes and I hurt you and now I want us to be friends again. So that's amending a relationship because she wants to fix that relationship. She wants to apologize and fix their relationship. So the dreaded amends tour. And then tour is whenever you go to one place to another place. So here's just referencing that she's going to one person to another person apologizing because maybe she hurt multiple people.
If you see Stefan, by the way, I'm avoiding. I just need to get my life in order first, starting with my friends.
Stefan's not a friend?
Stefan's complicated. I just figured I'd work my way up to that one.
Okay, so Caroline, if you see Stefan, she starts with a conditional word. So this is a conditional sentence. What is the condition? Seeing Stefan. So if you see him, and now I need more to that phrase so it makes sense. So if you see Stefan, but then she added, by the way, because, you know, we are talking about people that we need to apologize, but I need to apologize to Stefan, but I don't really want to do it right now. So by the way, meaning that, you know, because we're talking about this, I added this comment. So if you see Stefan, by the way, I'm avoiding. And then to avoid is like to refrain yourself from doing something from doing something. Or you can avoid a person, like I don't want to see him, so I'm gonna avoid him. I just need to get my life in order first. So maybe her life was a mess, right? She became a vampire, she went through hard things, and then she hurt a lot of people. And now, you know, she's trying to get her life back together. So to get your life in order is just to have your life normal, regular. Maybe your life is a mess, so your life is not in order. So to have your life in order is the opposite of having a messy life. So in order, organized, nice. I don't know how else to describe this. starting with my friends. So she's going to start to get her life in order by starting with her friends. And then Elena goes, Stefan's not a friend. So here she contracted the Stefan's name plus the verb to be is. So in spoken English, those contractions happen a lot. Stefan's not a friend, and then notice that she has her intonation. Stefan's not a friend. And then Caroline goes, Stefan's complicated. I just figured, so I just thought, I just imagined, I just came up with this plan. So I just figured I would, so the contraction I would becomes I'd work my way up to that one. So she's gonna start with the easy ones. Those easy ones are here on the bottom, right? Easy ones. Stefan is a hard one to apologize, maybe because of their history or maybe because of what happened between them. It was, more complicated than what happened to the other people. So she's going to start with the easy ones and then she's going to work, meaning that she's going to start apologizing and she's going to go all the way up to Stefan, who's here, and it's the hardest. So whenever you're trying to understand a sentence, picture it, imagine it. So I just figured, I just imagined, I just thought I would work, would, because, she's talking about something that she thought in the past and also is hypothetical. I would work my way up, so the direction going up because Stefan is a hard one, to that one. One, again, replacing people that she needs to apologize to.
If you see Stefan, by the way, I'm avoiding. I just need to get my life in order.
Well, you're in the clear. He's got his hands full with Damon today.
What's wrong with Damon?
Not much. He just said he would take the cure with me.
Damon Salvatore? Human? I can't even picture it.
Yeah.
Again, it's another word that you can use to introduce a sentence. Well, you are in the clear. To be in the clear is just to, it's okay. You are in a safe zone. You are in the clear. You're safe. Because Stefan is not here. He's gone. So there's no way I'm gonna talk to him because he's dealing now with Damon. So to be in the clear is to be safe, like in that sense. Like you don't have to worry about him because he's not here. So you are in the clear. He's got his hands full. To have your hands full is to be really busy with something or someone. So right now, Stefan is really busy with Damon. So he's got, also in spoken formal English, it's really common that you use has got or have got. Even though it is grammatically incorrect, in informal English that is acceptable because it's just an informal way of saying he has or he got. But he's got, it's the same as he has his hands full with Damon. So Caroline goes, what's wrong with Damon? So what's wrong? What's the matter? What's going on with Damon? So what is wrong? Not that it's really something wrong with him, but maybe he is in trouble. Maybe he's going through something that he needs help with. So what's wrong with Damon? Elena, not much. He just said that he would take the cure with me. So he has just said, here the contraction, he just said he would, hypothetical, he said something in the past and now she's reporting that. So because, I will take the cure with you. Let's picture this. Let's imagine Damon telling her, Elena, I love you so much. I'm gonna take the cure with you. I will take the cure with you. Now we are reporting that speech. So she's going to report to Caroline something that Damon told her. Because when we are reporting what someone told us, we go back one tense. And because originally he used a modal verb will, we need to use the modal verb would, which is in the past. So would take the cure with me. Caroline, Damon Salvatore, human. Notice here that she uses her intonation to express her doubt, disbelief about, Damon becoming a human. I can't even picture it. Whenever you picture it or you picture something, you imagine something. So I cannot even imagine. So I can't even, and the word even here, and just adding intensity to the fact that she really can't imagine. So she can picture it. And then Elena goes, yeah. So sometimes, you know, to agree with someone, you say, yeah.
Something tells me neither can he.
Something tells me neither can he. This sentence here was really hard for me to understand the something because her TH is not very explicit. So sometimes in spoken English, you will hear Americans skip the TH sound when in a sentence in a context. That doesn't make it correct. Okay, so that is not correct because it sounds more like summing, and that means something else. So something, usually people do, they don't completely take out the sound of the th sound. They still put their tongue between the teeth, but the air doesn't really come out as much. So something, thing. So something tells me, and then, you know, I have this feeling. So something tells me neither, and then you can pronounce neither or neither. It doesn't really matter. Whenever using neither or neither is to, you know, it means not either. That's what it means. Not either. So neither can he. So I don't believe it. So that's what Caroline said. You know, I can't picture it. Negative. Now I want to agree with you and I want to add something. So neither can he. So he can't too. He can't picture. So that's what it means. The two, agreeing, right? So he can't too picture him as a human. But in English, you don't say he can't too. You say neither or either. She used the neither here because her sentence was positive. If she says, you know, something tells me he can't either. But she uses can, which is positive and positive, right? Negative, positive. So neither can he, because you cannot have two negatives in one sentence. Was that even clear? And that's really it from today, guys. It didn't take as long as you thought it would. If you liked this video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and don't forget to check out other videos that it's somewhere here on this screen. Have you noticed my microphone? My beautiful new microphone. I got it for Christmas. I cried when I got this microphone because my husband's brother-in-law has a company who makes and sells microphones to studios, and now they're launching a new brand, a new it's a new, not brand, but branch. It's a new branch of this company which makes, you know, microphones for content creators. It's called 512, and I am in love with this microphone, not only because of the quality, just because of the looks. Look how pretty it is. It's a great addition to my videos. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.